This video is about the specifics of when and if pre-existing conditions will be shared under Samaritan Ministries Classic Program guidelines. One pre-existing condition that has a possible exemption is high blood pressure. It will not be considered a condition existing prior to membership, even if you haven't gone 12 months symptom-free, as long as you haven't been treated at a hospital for high blood pressure in the past 5 years and you're able to control the issue through medication or diet. Medication for treatment is not shared. Coming into Samaritan's Ministries, I had high blood pressure and was exempt under those guidelines. And I'll have a subsequent video looking at the cost of managing my particular chronic conditions, including high blood pressure. The following pre-existing conditions needs can be shared after 5 years where the condition hasn't been treated nor treatment is prescribed, hasn't deteriorated, and the condition hasn't produced harmful symptoms includes genetic disorders, hereditary diseases, cases of related cancers, and heart conditions. I'm going to give you a hypothetical example. 4 years ago, I was having episodes of irregular heartbeats. I had an electrical cardioversion, and my heartbeat has been normal ever since then. I should get a doctor's letter that states that I've had normal heart rhythm at every doctor's visit since the cardioversion on whatever date that was done. Then, from what I understand, after another full year of no issues with my heart, I would be eligible to have heart issues shared as a regular need. So, say 2 years after I joined Samaritan's Ministries Health Share, I again have episodes of irregular heartbeats. I have another electrical cardioversion. Then, if the cost of that treatment presents a burden to my family, I can submit all of the healthcare costs related to the treatment of my irregular heartbeat and be reimbursed for it less the initial current insurable amount of $400. So I was just going to go over that again. In this example, 4 years ago I had irregular heartbeats. I joined Samaritan's Ministries. Then I'd be eligible to share heart issues a year after I joined. But in my example, I went 2 years after I joined, and then I had the irregular heartbeat, and I was able to share that. Again, that was a hypothetical example of how that could work with a pre-existing condition. Now, for the most part, other pre-existing conditions fall under conditions cured and 12 months symptom-free headline. The guidelines state that needs that result from a condition prior to membership, known or producing symptoms, observable symptoms, are only shareable if the condition appears to be cured and 12 months have passed without any symptoms, treatment, or medication, and test or doctor statement may be required to verify the lapse of symptoms, treatment, and medication. One pre-existing condition that will not be shared is type 1 diabetes. From what I've seen, the majority of families have some sort of insurance coverage for the person in their family with type 1 diabetes. If type 1 diabetes occurs whilst the person is a member, it is shared as a need like anything else, but only for a period of time. Sharing the cost of prescriptions for medication to treat diabetes is subject to 120-day supply limits. Once the condition is stabilized, it's considered a chronic condition, and you will be responsible for the cost of care for the type 1 diabetes. Again, most people get some sort of insurance coverage for the person with type 1 diabetes. Now, the person is welcome to continue on the Samaritan's Ministries Health Share Plan, but treatment won't be shared for maintenance of the chronic condition as with any other chronic condition. Next step are needs that arise from type 2 diabetes. Those can be shared after a 12-month period if you meet certain stipulations that are listed in the guidelines. And I'm going to put several links to different parts of the guidelines in the description for you to review if you would like to. I will add that needs that result from a condition or symptoms that existed prior to membership are only shareable if the condition appears to have been cured and 12 months have passed without symptoms, treatment, or medication, and test or doctor's statement may be required to verify the lapse of symptoms, treatment, and medication. For my family, if I had a pre-existing condition that is on the list in the guidelines, for ones that would not be shared either for a period of a year or 5 years, I could do both Samaritan Ministries Health Share and a high deductible insurance. I am all about mitigating risks. I plan for the worst and hope for the best. And I don't live in fear, but I'm also not a person who thinks, oh, that will never happen to me, so I'm just not going to plan. I'm just not going to have a plan in place for if it does. So my thought process would be to just cover myself with the cheapest insurance plan with a high deductible in the event that my pre-existing condition caused a large issue before the 1 or 5 years is up of no symptoms for Samaritan's Ministries to no longer consider my condition pre-existing. This would definitely make sense for my family because the current pricing structure for Samaritan's Ministries Classic Program options are 1 member, 2 members, 3 to 7 members, and 8+. So my family of 6 would fall into the 3 to 7 members. Even if I decided I didn't want to be on the plan for whatever reason, my family would still fall in the 3 to 7 members category. So it's not like we'd be paying extra to have me on there, if that makes sense. So if your family consists of 2 parents and 2 or more children, you would be in the same boat as my family would be of not paying extra for 1 family member who also has health insurance. I really do hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please leave a comment and I will try to work on a better explanation for my thought process. Next, I will say that everyone should have an emergency fund. If my emergency fund isn't sufficient to pay a large hospital bill for a pre-existing condition, I am confident that CareCredit is available for my family to use, as we have always paid our bills and debts on time. If I had a large bill due to a pre-existing condition, I would ask the billing department what the self-pay discount is and ask if there's a prompt pay discount. If there's a significant prompt pay discount and I was confident I could pay the full CareCredit balance before any interest was due, then I would use the CareCredit so I could get the prompt pay discount, which could be thousands of dollars. And I will add that only certain facilities take CareCredit, so you would also need to ask if they take it before you go and apply for it. Many hospitals allow interest-free payment plans and income-based discounts, but you have to ask for them and usually apply for the income-based discounts within a certain period of time. I will also say that if you haven't always paid your bills on time or your debts on time, CareCredit may or may not be available to you. Even if CareCredit is available to you, a better option might be sticking with the interest-free payment plan through the hospital, depending on your household income and how quickly you can realistically pay off your hospital bill. So CareCredit usually gives a certain period of time to pay back your debt without interest, but you will have to pay interest if you do not pay it off within that certain period of time. And I will put a link to CareCredit in the description of this video for you to check it out. I made this video to show you that even when pre-existing conditions aren't covered, there are options such as high deductible insurance that could make sense to use until your pre-existing condition is eligible for sharing with Samaritan's Ministries Health Share. You would just need to run the numbers of how much each option would cost your family And you may even come up with other options that I didn't even mention on here to cover your pre-existing conditions. And lastly, I did want to mention that if you are pregnant, when you join Samaritan's Ministries, the bills for your pregnancy will not be shared. They can be shared as a special need, though, so you will likely get a portion of the pregnancy costs reimbursed to you that way. And I do intend to create a video specifically about maternity and Samaritan's Ministries Health Share in the future. So if you found this video informative, please like and subscribe in order to get alerts when a new video is available.